You give even when the energy is not reciprocated, and that is a problem because we live in a world where there are a lot of takers who are living in survival, who don't actually care about you as a person, as an individual. They don't care about your goodness. They only want to extract more and more from you. So this is why you need to have boundaries, and you have to understand that to be a overgiver is an act of self-sabotaging. The best way to find out that if you are an overgiver or not is to just look at everything in your life, your relationships, your work life, your family, everything, and observe that is the energy being reciprocated, the energy that you give off. Are you ever on the receiving end? And only when you honor yourself that much, that you will only align with the people, places, and things, that you will only share your energy, give your energy to such people who reciprocate that, you will align with such people. They exist, but they will only show up when you create those boundaries first, when you respect yourself first. The another place this overgiving nature comes is the people pleasing program, that you have to please others, that you have to impress others, you have to seek validation from them. So if you just keep giving and giving, maybe you will get the validation, but it's just a trauma response. It is not coming from a place of love. It is coming from a place of lack, that you feel within yourself that you are not whole, and by impressing others, you may get that validation and maybe you will become whole. But this is a very manipulative thing that the ego makes you do. So you need to understand that there are layers to this stuff, and to understand yourself more deeply, you have to observe yourself, you have to observe your patterns, and you have to be conscious of whom you are sharing your energy with. You have to create those boundaries, because when you're overgiving and when the energy is not reciprocated, the energy is shifting only on the one side. The circle of energy is not being completed. The giver also should be on the receiver side. In other words, the giver also likes to be the receiver. So you have to learn to receive as well if you are a giver. You have to be at the both ends. If you are just at one end, you are just experiencing life from one spectrum, and sooner or later you will start feeling empty because of that. You will start feeling used, right? So you have to be at the both spectrums. You have to be the giver as well as the receiver. Now the other thing is, don't be an over receiver. The over receiver thing is the energy of taker, that you don't respect the giver, you don't appreciate the giver. You're always about receiving, and you never give. So this is something of a narcissistic trait. So you have to observe yourself, that are you a overgiver, are you a overtaker? Everything needs a certain boundary. Every energy needs to be balanced. So when you are not being an overgiver, when you are respecting your energy, when you're creating those boundaries, you are loving yourself. You are honoring yourself. And when you do that, you align with the people who will reciprocate your energy, who will respect your energy. And for that, you need to learn to say no. If you realize that some person is overstepping your boundaries, you have to tell them, no, I don't want to deal with this anymore. You have to gather that courage to say that no. Because saying no is very hard for the people pleasers. Because their entire lives they have taught to impress others to always say yes. But to say no is very hard for them. Another thing is communication. You have to communicate with the other person that you feel that you are being an overgiver. Communication can solve all the problems. If the other person is really listening to you, if they really belong in your life, in your energy field, they will listen to you. So don't underestimate the power of communication. And the most powerful thing is to simply observe, become conscious. The more conscious you become in life, the more you realize that where you are messing up, and from that the change can emerge. So understand that you need to have a balance of giving and receiving. Don't be an overgiver, also don't be an over receiver. Always reciprocate energy, because energy moves in circle. When you're giving your energy to someone, you're also receiving something in return. Much love to you all.